Well, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome to our first look at Stranded: Alien Dawn. Earlier this year, we got our first look at this at Opening Night Live, where the trailer was one of those expectations versus reality drops, where the trailer, as it was playing, looked like it was going to be something like Conan Exiles, in space, or like on an alien planet, but then kind of seemed like it would be like Rust, with the player's ability to build bases and cooperate or possibly kill each other. But what we're actually getting, in reality, after showing some of the gameplay at the end of the trailer, seems to be more like something like a 3D RIMWORLD, with elements of surviving the aftermath, and also Dawn of Man. Well, good to see you all here for our first look in this game, where seemingly things are a little different than those games, but certainly share a lot of the passion and a lot of the same systems that you've seen from RIMWORLD and from Surviving the Aftermath and other base builder games. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of this. Most people watch and yet have not subscribed or turned on the notification bell, so make sure you do that. And if you'd like to see more gameplay, we'll be doing live streams later today, so thank you very much for subscribing, smashing like, and becoming members and hanging out for all these types of survival base building games. There's certainly a lot of fun, there's certainly a lot of them, and it's certainly interesting to see your opinions and hear all your feedback on what you like, what you don't like, what you think they could change. So please do share your opinion down below in the comments section, and let's jump into some tutorials, I should say, that really do a good job of kind of showing what the game is all about and some already pre-built bases. Without further ado, well, wait a minute, that music though. Alright, let's go. Well, welcome everybody to oh my god, whoa! Alright, get the hell out of there, buddy. There is still debris falling from our spaceship. Essentially, that's what happened. A giant spaceship around the, I guess this is an Earth-like moon or planet? Damn! Exploded and debris is still falling as the crew luckily was able to escape in a landing pod. Our first objective here is to scavenge things, but we're going to take a look around and peek out what seems to be a beautiful landscape, diverse, lush forests and plains, animals, flora and fauna everywhere. Kind of reminds me a little bit of, well, a little bit of Subnautica, but also a lot of Dawn of Man with this open space to build massive bases wherever we want to, especially up in elevated positions. We can, of course, use the landscape to our advantage, and different areas around the map seem to have different types of food and fuel that we can use in order to build our base. Now, of course, with all this debris falling from this space around us, or I guess the planet's orbit or moon, we can of course build massive bases with iron and lots of other things before we even have the ability to smelt it. So pretty cool looking already. I gotta say, I love the variety of rocks. Of course, we can mine those materials out, different types of things we can research to find out whether this is medicine or edible. It tells us that it's a 2 plant until we kind of research it further and find out if it's medicinal, edible, or completely poisonous or toxic. And then, of course, we have plenty of different trees and things that we can cut down. And even a plant type that's known as, get this, it's called a twisted plant for now, otherwise known as, I think, like leather plant or something, or leather skin or skin plant or something, where it can, well, be harvested to be leather, so it could be like a basic armor or cut into strips and used for binding things together. So I gotta say, you know, for what I thought was gonna be like, ooh, I don't know about this one, it looks beautiful. There's lots of different colors of grasses and plains, dirt and sand and rocks, and of course giant creatures around here somewhere too, which will of course come down for well, a little drink at the watering hole, and then we'll see what's if we could ambush them or something like that. But it's really cool how big this world is, and that we could actually walk across it and build multiple bases and settlements. Of course, we have our people up at top. All the things are pretty similar to what you would expect in RIMWORLD. Things like, of course, the ability to give them orders and draft them. Like, we can literally tell the person to be drafted, and so we can give them direct commands to defend the base. We can also tell them what they can eat, can't. We've got different skills here for things like combat, construction, cooking, crafting, farming, healing, and intellect and physical properties. And then, of course, clothing, too, where we can equip them with melee weapons or ranged weapons, laser weapons, crossbows, other things we can make in the field. And, of course, their happiness, which means that we have to let them basically eat at a table. Yeah, the whole table thing applies just like in RIMWORLD. Oh, wow, look at this. Nice to actually see the detail on the rocks and stuff. I didn't expect to see all this detail on the grass like that. Not bad. Not bad at all. Right, so anyway, they want us to start marking trees and bushes for cutting. So, yeah, that's basically one of the things of the game, is the ability to... Can't do it at the moment because we're locked out for the tutorial, but we have the options to collect everything, mine, harvest, attack animals, or hunt, and a little different. We can either do buildings or animals, that kind of thing. So there are other structures and things out there to basically attack. All right, let's go ahead and also grab a bush to cut down. Where would one be? Is there any near the ship? Oh, there's some right over here. Perfect. Ah, giant arrow is alluding to that, isn't it, YouTuber? Perfect. So your basic controls are here, things to command each of the individual people or to just give general orders overall. The ability to speed things way up. Got your temperature controls up in the upper left corner. And, of course, also the seasons. So that's going to be cool. So, yeah, the basic gist of this is, of course, when you start, you want to immediately salvage your ship so you can get a bunch of materials and food and things out of there before it all burns up. Wow, damn, there's even like, I don't know what you call this when metal changes color from being exposed to heat stress, but that looks phenomenal. And so does the little shuttle, too. It's a shame that we actually have salvaged stuff from here. I was hoping that would be like the trailer where, you know, you pop one of the doors off and actually use it as an initial shelter. Alright, they want us to take a look at supplies in the game. Yeah, so we have sticks, scrap metal, other things like that. Now, here's something that's really neat about this game that I really find to be quite interesting, is that we can build shelters from many different things of the same material. We can sleep under a shelter, and we can also shelter our supplies. So, yeah, we're going to use scrap because, of course, that's what we got a lot of from the crash just moments ago. Let's go ahead and build one for our sleeping and one for our materials. They want us just to do one for now, but we'll speed time up a little bit and see how it goes. So yeah, we can see everybody's health from here just at a glance. Kind of helpful that way. And as we get multiple settlers, we can take a look at their skills and assign them appropriately to things like security or farming or whatnot, and that'll be kind of cool. We're only going to take a little bit of a look at this first tutorial. We're going to be skipping through a lot of the text since I've already done it just to see the more interesting aspects. So I've already kind of completed the tutorial and have yet to do my first build, but I'm pretty familiar with a lot of these things so far. So yeah, now we're building a supply area for our materials, and we're actually going to build a sleeping post for everybody. Actually, we can hold shift to complete that too, can't we? There we go. So 3 areas for 3 people to sleep, and then they want us to place down a campfire too, and our people will kind of automatically be set to rest. So let's go ahead and build a little campfire there, close to the tents. That'll keep them warm at night. And then right behind us, we can store all of our materials, so kind of like an initial base camp that will kind of help us out. So here we can actually see that it's interconnected. If you build them separately, it'll actually make a back to it. So that way you can have like a separate storage area. Or you can make interconnected storages like this at the start, which is kind of cool. That you don't have to build like such a large building at the beginning in order to store supplies and get it out of the exposure of, well, the weather or nighttime or rain. And then also, of course, to house your people at the same time. So pretty cool. We just need to get that campfire constructed. It looks like somebody's coming over to finish things, and we might be able to manage their time. Yeah, so we have scheduling, we have activities, research, expeditions too, where we can go out far and do all those types of things. We have fencing and traps and meat lures. We can actually lure enemies over or possible other prey, which might be a predator. We have research and other things to get us going to, and to also unlock a lot of more advanced technology. Build a shelter close to the first one, so we can actually copy this way. So they want us to build another one. If we build one to the back here, let's see exactly how it'll look. Building like this at the start is actually kind of cool. I did not know that these things would be connected like this, but it does a good job of kind of building a interconnected camp where we can make multiple beds and storage all under one roof without them having to be so separated. So kudos to the devs on that. That's kind of the first time I've seen that. Otherwise, you have to build like a massive house. All right, so now we're going to build stockpile. So in this game, of course, we can control stockpile where it is, you know, you can permit certain items to be within certain stockpiles. So if you wanted to have all raw food in one area or you're building supplies in another, you can kind of do that. So once that's been constructed, your people will then start hustling to go transport things from around the camp to the resource areas. So whatever they've salvaged from the wreck and whatever they've cut down from the appropriate trees and or sticks, that kind of thing. Wow, that really looks good, man. I've never seen something like that. All right, time to move on to research then. They want us to start researching things, so we're going to start peeking at these mushrooms and find out what these are. We don't know if this is a toxic plant. We don't know if this will attack us. We have no idea. So we're going to go kind of observe from afar and see what it might be. We also have the option to build things out of multiple materials. So if you have a little bit more scrap metal than you do wood, you can use that to build a research bench, rather than the recipe just being one thing. So you kind of have a nice option to actually pick a few different things to build with rather than just one. So it kind of helps out. Alright, build a research desk close to the settlers, and open the manage research menu and queue weaponsmithing. So now we can go to manage research and weaponsmithing right here. 3 hours to research. Someone will get cracking on that. Check out all the things in the game to research, though. Wooden fortifications, the ability to travel by balloon, literally you can make coffee, CPUs, battery assembly, pickling, so there is preservation in the game. The ability to get power from wind sources, solar sources, and then diesel backups to where you can have a battery. Let's say you're trying to store the battery up to 80% power, and if it goes below that from solar and wind not producing enough, then you can have like a diesel generator kick on, so that way you have enough battery power for like several refrigerators or something like that. So pretty cool. All right, so the observation is going on. He's certainly paying close attention to those mushrooms, making sure they don't escape. And then also somebody's drafting up designs for weapons, so we could get some crossbows or something like that kicking off. Gotta say too, the music's really nice, on par with what I loved about Surviving the Aftermath, where it's a little more rural, a little bit more just kind of like, I don't know, there's like a million space games that have that, you know, guitar, banjo thing going on. Gives me like a little Last of Us vibe, but more like maybe a little bit like a Hard Space Shipbreaker. That game has some phenomenal music too, and same with Surviving the Aftermath, so all good. And also the original StarCraft, of course, if you remember, the Terran troops and such having all sorts of different tunes, and StarCraft 2 having good music as well. Alright, observation's almost done. We have, I think eventually you will be able to observe your power output, things like that. Light and heat are also important in the game too, so at nighttime, if you get attacked, your visibility will be important. If your people can't see what they're shooting at, it'll lower their effectiveness in combat. So if you build a giant wall around your base and don't really light it up, you're going to have a bad time. Or at least it'll be harder to defend unless you build those turrets. Alright, now they want us to gather glitter caps, so we're going to kind of go through this a little bit and just start gathering. Actually, you know what we could do is just, yeah, orders as they mentioned. We can just cut all those up and should be able to gather those. Looks like it's a food, so we can, I guess, refine that into some sort of a food. I think we can also make medicine out of it. It could be both. But anyway, we'll build a wooden workbench now, and we could build it this way. It might block the storage a little bit, but that's okay. We'll just kind of imagine that there's a wall there. It allows for the breeze to go through. It's 14 degrees Celsius outdoors at nighttime, 18 hours into the day, so it is getting a little colder. But the temperatures bounce in the spring between somewhere around 12, 13 to about 23, 24, at least in the tutorial. So as you would imagine, when winter comes, you not only need better clothing, but also housing and the way to heat those houses too. Either it be fuel like wood or, of course, electricity. All right, let's go ahead and make some healing balm now. I'm going to make sure that we make it until 10. So it's a healing type of salve there. So it's something good for us. We also want to make ourselves a short bow. So let's go ahead and put that into the list. Yeah, craft weapons, short bow. We want to forbid the use of synthetic textiles, just to show us how it's done. Go back to the info panel and then make sure that we prioritize the short bow so we can do some hunting, that kind of thing. Cool. All right, that's the first tutorial. We're going to jump into some more interesting ones. We might bounce around a little bit, but that'll be the gist of it. Let's go. All right, time for something a little bit, well, more interesting, to be honest. Let's start some combat. We're going to buy ourselves some time as we equip our people with the appropriate weapons, finding out everybody's skills. Of course, as we went over, everybody's either good at something or sometimes in these games, nothing. Looks like Connor here is the best at combat, with Raka being not good at it at all, or at least he's not interested in it. Let's select Connor, equip ourselves a crude melee spear, and then we'll go out and get some critters off our land. Over here we've got ourselves, yeah, some creatures here that are trying to eat all of our mac and cheese, let's say. All right, let's send out Connor to go deal with them. And then pretty soon we're going to have to send the doc out to assist Connor when he gets some wounds. Now, right now he's running to go grab that spear, and now he's going to run and go and attack those bugs. Cool thing about this game, too, is that every time you give an order for somebody to essentially, you know, like do anything, you can give the order to, I don't know, close a gate or change a battery to be 60% power preservation, or to turn on a diesel generator, and your people will actually have to walk there to do it. All right, let's go ahead and draft Connor, and we'll give him the order then to go attack bugs. And in the meantime, we'll see if we can actually open up the spaceship here, where there's going to be some medical kits to heal him. Unfortunately, unavailable at this time. Let's see how it looks then when Connor gets in there and starts fighting, and the music will kick up too. Oh, nice. Oh, good animations from the spear. I would imagine that's exactly how I would fight, as I was being attacked by a bunch of horrible-looking bugs. The cool thing about killing bugs, too, is that they provide meat, so as you're fighting off and defending your base, these could actually be used as a food source and can be cooked and even preserved for a while. There might even be, like, jerky making in this game, so preservation will be a thing with refrigerators and whatnot. Important. Wow, looks like somebody's running away. And Connor is going to have to hunt down that last one. Connor, you want to go get him, brother? Oh, looks like he's got dirty clothes, too, so he's unhappy about that. Let's actually chase this creature back to base. As soon as he becomes wounded, the doc is going to have to heal him up, so let's see if we can get the enemy there a little closer to the HQ. Yeah, he's going to stay in this area around the little mac and cheese. And he's running. Suspect's fleeing. There we go. And now, conveniently, Connor will fall from his wounds for the tutorial. Oh, look at... I didn't know that was going to happen. He might die to death. That's the leading cause of dying to death. All right, let's go ahead and inspect the injury for Connor. It looks like, yeah, it's telling us we need to basically bring him back to base for basic treatment, basically. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at what his conditions are. Wow, bitten off flesh. Great. Superficial bites. Yeah, we need to get him some medical treatment right away. Let's have the doc come over and wait on healing their own wounds and go help out our boy. All right, while we're waiting for the doc to come over, let's go ahead and see if we can get some first aid kits. We'll have Raka come over here and see if we can open up that ship. Now, the cool thing about the ship is every time you start, as I mentioned before, and as you've seen, it comes fully loaded with stuff. I just find it weird that they actually have to break into something that they broke out of. Like, you know, they clearly landed in the ship, so shouldn't one of the doors be, like, blown open or something? Would also be cool if we could sleep inside of it, rather than just, like, salvaging the whole ship. Maybe do that later, but I would say shelter and food and stuff are priority one. But we've got a pretty good base here already. Kind of cool that they combined in two of those simple shelters to make storage, and one over here for his sleeping quarters. All right, so now we got to wait until Connor is fully healed. Luckily, Raka is bringing over all the medical kits and putting those into storage, and will continue to do so until all the stuff next to the ship is done. All right, once Connor is healed, it's time for the doc to get healed up too, with a minor wound or whatnot. It looks like she's got none, but maybe she'll get... Oh, wait, she's got pneumonia. Uh-oh. Yeah, so she's going to take a little bit of health loss over time, or at least needs antibiotics in order to cure that. So yeah, there's disease in the game, not just wounds and blood loss and, you know, health bars, but also things like, I could imagine, salmonella, pneumonia, other types of conditions that might need to be researched and cured. All right, Doc's doing a really good job of treating him. 15 degrees outdoors, not too bad. Treating all sorts of different things, the bites, different types of flesh that was ripped off. Damn, Connor got hit real hard. So the spear, not a bad weapon. We also have ourselves laser pistols, bows, crossbows, and probably some more advanced weaponry too, like laser equipment and whatnot. That's like laser rifles, something from, you know, Terminator, for example. Okay, Maki needs a little treatment now. Connor's going to go grab a pill to treat that pneumonia. And now we're on to ranged weapons. So the goal now is to select Connor and give him a ranged weapon. We're going to have him drop that spear from before if we can. Go ahead and put that back into storage and grab that laser pistol. Connor's thinking about going to bed instead. Come on, Connor. We need you to go grab that laser pistol, my man. Must have put the spear back. Okay, so now Raka also needs the laser pistol. And at nighttime, their vision and visibility are a lot less, so we won't be able to hit things as accurately. The bugs are back for revenge. Here they come. Different types of enemies in this game, too. It's more than just these little bugs. These are just practice, but they kind of remind me of, you know, Zerglings or something from StarCraft. And then also, there are bugs that kind of remind me like the scorpion bugs from Starship Troopers. And they kind of look like... what are those creatures called? I forgot their name. But anyway, the ones that like spit acid and spines and things like that. So, all right, our people should have guns now. Let's go ahead and start doing some fighting here, folks. Select aggressive animals notification for enemies. There they are. That way, I think we're going to be given the order to now select our survivors and have them fight. Yeah, let's draft everybody. Not just two, we need everybody fighting. Rally around, boys. Can we do some fighting here? Jeez, everybody's getting bogged down. All right, let's save our friend. Everybody kind of wandered around, didn't know what they were doing. There we go. Coming with those laser pistols now. Sweet shot, bro. Oh, yep, missed because of the night. Increased risk, at least, of missing that way. But yeah, Connor now a little more wounded. Shoot back with your pistol, bruh. Oh, well. It's all the tutorial. They're supposed to get damaged and, you know, teach you how to heal, so they've got to take damage. Alright, 9 out of 10. One more bug coming through. Alright, very good. Alright, draft both survivors. Bleeding, not life-threatening. That's good. There we go. Yeah, everybody should be drafted here. I think they want us to draft Connor and Raka, actually. Severely decreased body functions. Alright, he's going to need a little bit of a nap. So that's pretty much it for the basic combat. Let's jump over to another tutorial now. After a little bit of a nap, we should be able to finish that one up. And we'll go on to defenses and some other things now. Keep it interesting. Alright, our base is about to be attacked, and we can immediately see the differences between these two fences. The stone fence being a lot shorter, and people can shoot over that. But the problem is, well, it's actually kind of like easier for the enemy to attack us too with their ranged attacks. With the nice wooden fence, a little less durable, I believe. A little more durable, actually. But we can also shoot over that if we build a tower. So pretty cool. Really reminds me of Don Man here building the stone walls versus the wooden walls. You'd think a wooden wall would be the first type of wall you'd want to build anyway. The stone walls, I don't know, might not be worth your time as much because trees are pretty plentiful and stone could be used for other things like foundations. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. We need to build ourselves a new fence here made out of stone, so we'll go ahead and close off that area there. Give the survivors an order to go build that. And then we need to place a fence on the stone, a gate on the stone fence, so it's going to be a wooden one. Needs to face outwards, so let's go ahead and put that over here, I suppose, next to the wooden wall. So they're going to build that fence, they're going to build that gate. And we also see here that we got a big old gate too. So our wooden gate there, 300 health on the wooden gate, 250 on the wall. So gates are actually more defendable, but I would imagine that the AI is probably programmed to attack those first, since they are kind of like an area that you need to build defenses by. Check that out. There's actually double flamethrowers and traps and things, so yeah, you bet they're going to try to get through that gate. And then boom, 2 flamethrowers ready to go. Check that out. Propane tank. Multiple propane tanks mounted onto like a garage door opener. Very Breaking Bad. Cool. Alright, the wall is complete. The fence is almost going up. Automated turrets are not just restricted to flamethrowers, but also machine guns, motion sensors, and having to be powered by a whole power system as well. Although I think the flamethrowers might be maybe automated because they're limited range or something like that. Essentially, it's just flame. So there's not really much moving parts for that. Alright, let's place 6 traps. We can also trap, yes indeed. And a meat lure too. Interesting. All sorts of different types of gates, flamethrowers. More things to research as well than what you're seeing here. Alright, they want us to place down 6. So let's go ahead and place, I guess, 3 here. And 3 here. And they'll have to construct those. And place at least 1 fence door on the stone fence. Interesting. What's the difference? Provides access through fences. Provides unrestricted access. It's kept open or closed. Huh. Alright, well, let's go ahead and build a... Let's see, a wooden fence? Yeah, we'll just build it next to the existing one. It's just trying to show us all the different ways to get through a door. So you can build a giant gate, a fence, or kind of like a little side access door. The bigger the better, I think, though, because when the enemy attacks, you could leave this door open. They'll probably be programmed to go towards the giant open gate and then lure them right into an attack. Perfect. All right, let's complete all construction. Let's speed that up a little bit. Looks like Maki is bringing over the final logs for the little fence gate. Fence door. There we go. Cool. Alright, now we can build fortified towers, and that's going to matter. Building it behind the wall is possible, but if we build it outwards, we'll be able to shoot anything attacking the wall too. If we build it inwards, they'll have to break through the wall and then attack the tower, but building it outwards will give us the ability to attack things left and right of the wall. So let's go ahead and build ourselves a tower. I suppose we could actually build that maybe on the corner, like this. Well, actually, that's going to look a little weird, isn't it? Well, let's build it right there. Perfect. Alright, do the same for a stone fence. They want us to build... Oh, they want us to take a look at the different types of integrity. Yeah, so this wooden wall is 250, the stone wall is 50. You'd think it'd probably be a little more than that, maybe like 100 or whatnot. But also the advantage is that you can shoot over it. Disadvantage is the enemy can shoot back, and a little less health too, which makes sense. Alright, automated turrets are about to fire off, and we're about to be attacked. So let's go ahead and prepare for an attack by finishing off with a flamethrower. We just can't hit the fence. And of course, a flamethrower works both ways, so if the enemy is in front of the flames, or if we're in front of the flames, we're going to have what we call a bad time. Or at least somebody's going to have a bad time, hopefully not us. Alright, so the flamethrower is getting constructed. Looks like they got themselves all the things that they need to build it. Oh, looks like we even got a table out there too, made of stone chairs, and very nice. Now, one of the tutorials before this one was kind of more managing schedules of your settlers. So again, what you would expect from RIMWORLD, where you can tell people different types of priorities for different jobs. Like, for example, if they're a better chef, you can tell them to do that first. And you can also limit how many hours they work a day. So you may have seen something like that in Space Haven as well, where you can tell your people, hey, you work 8 hours a day doing this, this, and this. Here's the priority for those jobs. And you have this much time for leisure and this much time for sleep. Alright, looks like aggressive animals are on the way. And we need to get our people back inside. So let's go ahead and draft all survivors. Tell them to go inside. And we'll keep this gate open on purpose to see if they'll attack. Let's see who's got a good weapon here. Oh, a crossbow. Laser pistol, laser pistol. Let's put our crossbow in the tower. And we'll keep our laser pistols on either side of the fence. That's a little too close for the flamethrower, I think. There we go. We'll go ahead and have everybody sit there. Alright, we got to kill the scarabee as soon as they attack. Just need to wait a little bit. Maybe they're going to launch their attack at night. Ah, here they come finally. Love how the music kicks off, letting us know that there's some sort of conflict. Your people will fight each other sometimes too, shooting at each other if they have guns. So that's fun. Wow, those pistols are where it's at, bruh. There's your stats on that. I wonder if that can continuously fire unlimitedly. Oh, 3 beetles are attacking the base of the tower. Let's slow down time for a quick second. Nice shots, Connor. Well done. Good job. Now we're ready to fight insects with a ranged attack. Wonderful. But we want to keep back and see if they'll attack the flamethrower. So let's get back inside. Get off the tower if you don't mind. I can hear them out there. Alright, close the fence gate, open the wooden gate. So close this. Open that. Let's unassign somebody so they can do the job. There we go. Yep, Mackie closing the gate. And now needs to open the other wooden gate. Oh, you're going to sleep? Oh, you're such a party pooper. We needed you. Alright, we'll undraft somebody else. They're tired after a long day. Well, never mind. Too much time waiting for the doors to open and close. There we go. Alright, you gotta wake up. We're in the middle of a fight here. Ranged enemies are closing in. Yeah, that looks absolutely terrifying. Why does that look like a chair? Oh, look at that. Missed because it was too dark. I think we should have opened this gate so that way they could have come through there. Oh, wait a minute. They're coming around the other side. Let's see them hit the flames. So our people are more than capable of killing those little buggers right there. Oh, look at the meat on him. 15. Tasty. Hold on, you. Oh, nice. The flamethrower doing work. Burnt to a crisp. And finish him off. Don't give him a chance, boys. Just shoot him. Nice thing about the crossbows is that there's almost unlimited ammunition, making all of that from sticks and whatnot. Well done! Alright, we'll be on to more defenses here that require electricity, such as the machine gun and also the motion detector. Let's see some more. Alright, I lied. Before we see some sweet guns, we're going to build some sweet base. So let's go ahead and do that. So a little bit more of the base building once you've gotten your initial start where you've built your defensive walls, which by the way can be built into the rocks. That's actually pretty sweet. You can fortify, building multiple kill zones where you can force the enemy to go through a certain kill zone, multiple kill zones, and then of course you have your inner base where you can defend by maybe building a tower onto your house. Let's build a house now anyway. Go ahead and build ourselves a room made out of wood, and then we'll place a door onto that too. 5x5 should do. Let's place a door right over. Oh, by the way, this is really cool. We can actually build stairwells like this way too, and it's done automatically, so that's pretty nice. I like the look of things too. It kind of reminds me of a, I don't know, I'm getting a Rust feel in this game all of a sudden. I didn't mention it before, but yeah, I'm kind of just getting Rust vibes right now, building your first house like that. Alright, he's actually delivering materials to different wall sections, so that's good. We now have a goal to place a window to lower temperature if and when needed, so we can kind of put some shutters on there. Then our people can get some shut-eye. Alright, so now we got to wait for construction to complete. Let's speed up time as we look around the base a little bit. We see things like smelters, multiple workstations, storage, a large stove there, flamethrowers are up. Obviously, our people preparing for an attack with also a little target here, shooting target, used for relaxation, and also a punching pole, which you use for relaxation too, taking out stress so they don't take it out on each other. Not great being on a planet like this, I suppose. Very beautiful though. The rain, the sun, the mountains, the clouds, very pretty. Alright, let's go ahead and move some things inside then and start manufacturing some more. So now we're moving indoors. So this will be the exciting part of the game where you've got all the basics done. You've gathered a bunch of materials, and now you need your people to stop for a couple of days to upgrade the base. So let's go ahead and deconstruct the sleeping, basically the mats on the ground. Let's get rid of those. And once the bed is in position, we should be able to copy it. No, we can copy it now. So we'll have 3 beds for everybody. Copy that, Chief. Go ahead and put that other bed by the other one across the way. We're also going to have to worry about heat. So that's kind of the purpose of this one, is going to be a little bit more about building the base and providing it with heat, and then later on we'll get on to providing the base with power, which is a part of the heat system too. Air conditioning, we can build an AC unit, an air conditioning unit. AC is like something we can build, which I find to be cool. Usually you just get a wooden stove and then you have to open the windows, and that's like your only 2 ways to control temperature. Well, looks like this needs to be deconstructed too. Alright, so that's all done. The final bed should be constructed as well. And there we go. Alright, on to controlling temperature then. We're going to have to build ourselves a furnace now. And close the room's window. Getting a little colder out, so we're preparing for winter. It's fall now. And so it's negative 10 C outdoors. Wow, that's actually really cold. At least for fall. But this ain't Earth, Chief. Build a stove right by the door. And select the survivor and open their inventory. Take a look at their clothing. Yeah, t-shirt, baseball cap, trousers. Not going to keep you warm forever. Alright, so there they go, building the furnace. That looks nice. Alright, we got to build a wall torch now. Build a torch or an oil lamp. We'll go with the wooden torch on the wall. Keep the doorway lit. And when construction is complete, we'll turn off the refuel action. Oh, we have an extreme cold snap coming in. Oh, interesting. Outside temperatures are 20 degrees lower than usual during this disaster. Ah, so we also have random disasters that could just completely devastate our food. Great. Or possibly kill our people if they're out there doing something important during a cold season. Hey, you're all standing around. Good. Good music, too. Alright, now things have shelf life, so there is spoilage in the game. Let's select the stockpile. And roll over edible food. There we go, grain porridge. So we can see that it's going to go bad eventually. We're going to build a common room now, so that'll be for storage and manufacturing. So let's go ahead and build it out of stone. Perfect. And that should be done. Now we need to place a doorway into that room. I guess we'll place that right there. And construct a hay roof for that. To which we can build things out of stone and scrap metal. Pretty sure there's a way to rotate the roofs too, maybe? Just so it looks nice. Alright, deactivate room overlay. We can see what the buildings kind of look like from afar. They look really cool at night. If you build a big base, you'll be able to take a picture of it. And kind of almost looks more like those Conan-style bases I had mentioned previously. Hopefully that'll be a thing. I would love to see a game that looks like the trailer for this for this game. Although I think if they showcased it just like this, I still would be interested. It's an interesting game. I would be interested. The gathering of resources and stone and building walls and having defenses is always, always, always exciting. To see how each game does it a little differently. Seasonal transitions, clouds, stars, things like that. Unique in this game. Looks nice. All I'm saying is it looks nice. That's all. Uh-oh, we're trapped in here. No, there's no way out. Oh, good, there's a door. Alright, job done, team. Nicely done. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, he's practicing. Oh, they're both shooting. Ah, so after all that construction, they're a little annoyed, so they're going out to shoot at targets and things. Nicely done. Alright, orders now to move everything indoors. So let's get all of the workbenches, tailor, cook stove, and the large table and chairs in. There's our stove. Go ahead and put that maybe near the door. Keep things a little warm. Okay, so we got the stove. What else was there? We got our wooden research bench. We have an order to move that. Move research desk inside the new room. Oh, it's already probably being ordered to move. There we go. Wooden workbench there. I like the look of the things in the game, too. The benches and all these things look really nice. Alright, and then we just need to move the table and chairs inside. A little too small for our initial room, so I guess we'll put that in the middle of the room. Place for people to eat, otherwise they get mad. Ain't that the truth? Alright. So that should be everything. Workbench, stove, table, chairs, yep. Wow, look at all the materials in the game too. Metal, alloy, scrap metal, stone, sticks, and wood. It's a great way to see what the game has in store. Liquid fuel, so we can refine that. Animal fat, skin bark, that's the name of that stuff. Also bandages, cloth, cool. And you can see it by either row or by stack, so you can click individually or by like an entire row, which is kind of nice. That way if you have all the construction materials on one side and all the food on the other, that's going to be a thing. Alright, we need to move the workbench too. Like that one didn't get ordered, but they just finished everything else, so last thing right here, please. There we go. Good work, team. Everybody moved everything into the new location and constructed it pretty easily. Good job. Alright, new storage. Construct shelves of 3 tiles close to the rooms. I suppose we could just build that maybe over here in the corner. Do a double there and then maybe a single over here. Let's try a well, what if we put a storage here? There we go. Hey, that counts. Nice. Alright, select the shelves and open the restrictions tab. And they want us to restrict everything but cooked meals. All but those. Raw and cooked can be in here. Alright, very good. Okay, on to some electricity and some more fighting. Let's see some more battles in this game. Cool. Time to set up a freezer and prepare for even more storage. Nice. And then, of course, a big battle. Alright, where they want us to put the freezer. Anywhere? I guess here's a good spot. Oh, is that an AC unit there? Oh, it's an air vent between the rooms. Cool, so rooms can share temperature a little bit easier that way. Very nice. Alright, place a solar panel outside. Okay, let's put that maybe over here. That's a good spot. And also build a power pole so it connects to the fridge. Makes sense. We'll build a couple of them. Let's build one here. And here. Cool. So power will go from the solar panel directly to the refrigerator. Make sure that everything is connected properly and the freezer is working. That's a big O industrial freezer too. That's something you'd expect to see at a grocery store or a convenience store. Very nice. Wow, look at the people just trucking it with the log. Nicely done, bruh. Literally bringing over a whole telephone pole. Very nice. Alright, just need the solar panel to be complete. Also, wiring goes from the device on the ground to the power poles, so you can kind of see whether or not it's connected. So rather than it just coming down from the wire, it just goes up the pole, which is kind of cool. Alright, now we need to edit the storage shelf restrictions. Let's go ahead and make it so that way we are going to allow fabrics in here. Excuse me. Oh, we want to move all the raw food inside. That's what we want to do. And let's make it so electronics and crafting materials are out here. There we go. Nice. Now, if you want to pause at any time on those tutorials, go right ahead. I've already read them and still find them to be confusing because it's my first time. But, you know, I'll learn as I go. We build a wind turbine now and power a battery. That's cool. Put that right next to the solar panel. Makes sense. And let's put our battery maybe next to the house. That would be a good spot. Easily accessible. Alright, now we just got to wait for construction to complete. Make sure the battery and the wind turbine are operational. Right, so if we don't have wind, we will have solar during the day. And if it's very calm and it's the middle of the night, we're going to have to either rely on the battery or a diesel generator to power the batteries, or possibly directly power something like the refrigerator, which very important to keep everybody alive and whatnot. Yeah, that definitely looks like something where you get cakes out of at the grocery store. Bro, do you like those ice cream cakes from Dairy Queen? Those are dank, dude. When I found out about those in like the early 2000s, crying and shaking. Shaking and crying. Let's go ahead and build a diesel generator too to power that battery. I guess we can place it... we'll place it over here, man. Okay, everywhere is blocked by the stairs. Jeez. I'll put it here. Alright, go get that diesel going, brother. Oh, look at the food. Is this garlic? What is this stuff? Cloth Blossom Field. Okay, so we have cotton, essentially. Glitter caps, which are mushrooms. And then we also have grain grass. Must be some sort of a wheat, maybe. Drying racks for food. Oh, it's a stick drying rack. So we can draw... smoke leaf. Can be boiled into tea, made into pipes. Interesting. Hides and raw red meat. Anyway, we need to place a battery sensor now. So this will basically allow us to switch battery power whenever power is low, that kind of thing. Turn it on and off, essentially. Place that next to the house. I love this music. It reminds me of Hunt Showdown, which is a phenomenal first-person shooter. If you've not played that before, real cool team-based PvE, PvP. Very fun. Well, I make sure everything is connected properly and the battery sensor is working. Here comes the final components. Love that music. Alright, set the diesel generator to circuit 2. Set the battery sensor to circuit 2. Change threshold to 60. Oh, that's on the sensor itself. Yeah, so if this ever falls below 60%, it'll basically switch on the diesel generator, and that'll take over for it. Let's build ourselves an AC unit. Yeah, look at that. We're actually installing AC into our buildings now. Imagine that. Keeping everybody nice and cozy. All right, so we're going to build the AC and then set it to 18 degrees Celsius. So we'll have warmth in the winter from the furnace in the middle of the room, and then a little relief in the, I guess, the summer months where it's 19 degrees Celsius at night. Who knows about humidity? Could be sweltering out with low humidity, which is manageable with an AC a little bit. Oh, what was that? I thought Connor was doing a dance. Connor, what are you doing, man? Are you on drugs? What are you doing, dude? Oh, yeah. No, don't give me that attitude, Connor. I called you out in front of everybody watching, dude. Don't storm off like that. Yeah, all right. You sit in your chair. Wow. I like how they actually kind of fold their leg up and chill, rather than just sitting and looking forward like they're on an airplane. All right, anyway, let's get the AC to 18 degrees Celsius. Boom. What is standard AC? No, let me rephrase that. What is the standard temperature for a room in Celsius? Is it 20 or 21? Typically in the US, people say it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit, and I think that does translate to 21 Celsius. All right, we're going to build a motion sensor now and build some big O guns, brother. Let's get that going. So let's place down a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho. I have a machine gun now. Let's see, where are we going to put that? We could put it... Oh, we need to put it near the power grid. That's what they're asking us to do. Well, we'll need to build that. Now you can see where the wires can connect. There we go. Alright, Connor. Gonna need your help on this one, Chief. Yeah, construct that power pole, brother. Should be able to build this regardless of the power, right? Oh, yeah, we can. Okay. So it just won't be powered until it's constructed. Makes sense. And then a motion sensor, too. So the turret should, well, essentially shoot anything that moves within that grid. But we also have a flamethrower here for a failsafe. So machine gun will fire into the 90-degree turn, and the flamethrower should fry anybody else. Oh, nice. There's a lower tier gate that you can build too. Good if you need to get something up right away. Alright. Machine gun turret up. Let's see. Shoots all targets in its range. Doesn't look like it needs to be provided any sort of munitions though. But it's a tutorial, so maybe perhaps we'll have to make ammunition at some point. Manufacture gunpowder and make casings and bullets and combine that all together. Observe how the turret will turn on the motion sensor when the motion sensor detects hostile animals. Yeah, these are going to be some big old bugs coming our way. Whoa, it's a horde. Now, this would actually be cool for like a Starship Troopers type thing, where it would be really cool late game to see hundreds of these creatures attack, not just like 10. 10 are pretty easy to deal with the machine gun. I mean, look at that. It's just devastating them. Crafts are stopping them. Hey, you stop that. Nice. Glad the machine gun can actually bop them from below. Very nice. Now, one final thing before I go. Under New Game, there seems to be a few different types of settings for rules, which are qualified or lost cause. A couple of different game modes to play from at the moment. Different types of seeds and moons, which I assume means different starting conditions, but typically it's always the same crash landing with trying to find a way back to civilization, up to 4 passengers. So I guess you could start with 3, maybe 4 people at random, and then maybe possibly find more people in your travels across stranded alien dawn. That's it for my first look here today, everybody, at the tutorial, which did a good job of showing us all the different types of weapons and buildings and things at a glance, but I experience, or I plan to experience more in our live streams. So make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell for that, and I'll see you there. Thanks for leaving a like on the way out, and I hope to see you all soon. Soon.